Has this ever happened to you? You see someone cut in line at the supermarket, and when they go to pay, their card is declined. Or someone overtakes you recklessly on the road, and a few kilometers later, you see them pulled over by the police. We smile and think, instant karma. We use that expression coined by John Lennon in his famous song as if it were a kind of immediate cosmic justice. But deep down, we know it's not like that. In reality, the exact opposite seems to happen, right? Every day we see people who lie, manipulate, or act cruelly, and yet they seem to prosper. They accumulate success, wealth, and power and live without apparent consequences. And on the other hand, we see how good, kind, and compassionate people who dedicate their lives to helping others suffer from illnesses, painful losses, or financial difficulties. So, if karma is real, why does the world seem so unfair? Where is the karma there? Has the system failed? Buddhist philosophy teaches us that the system has not failed at all. What has failed is our understanding of it. We confuse this profound law with an almost childish desire for immediate justice. That's why, in today's video, we are going to demystify this concept, exploring what it really means according to the teachings and why it is almost never instant in the way we would like. Before we begin, I invite you to save this video to watch it again later. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes. Let's begin. 1. The true meaning of karma. The first truth that Buddhist philosophy asks us to accept, and which is the basis of all wisdom, is that karma is not immediate. We would like to believe that if you flip the good action switch, the light of reward turns on immediately. And if you flip the bad action one, the fuse blows and you are left in the dark on the spot. But karma requires time to mature, and the ancient teachings are incredibly honest about this. They don't sell us a fairy tale where virtue is rewarded within the minute. In fact, they explicitly warn us about this apparent injustice. The Dhammapada, one of the deepest and most revered texts of Buddhism, tells us clearly, the wrongdoer sees all as good as long as his evil action does not bear fruit. A person can sow a seed of suffering, a lie, an act of cruelty, manipulation, and for a time, notice absolutely nothing. What's more, everything in their life might seem to be going perfectly well. And this is so, according to the law of karma, because this person is still enjoying the fruits of their past good actions. They are, so to speak, living off yesterday's harvests. But the new seed of their bad action, the one they have just planted, is already in the ground. It is germinating in silence, invisible beneath the surface, waiting for its moment. And only when the fruit ripens, then he sees its unfortunate effects. When that seed finally sprouts, that is when the connection between the cause, their action, and the effect they're suffering becomes evident. And the same happens in the opposite sense, which is often what hurts us the most and makes us lose faith in the process. The teachings continue. Even a good person may experience pain while doing good. You've seen this 1,000 times. You know someone who is pure generosity, patience, and ethics, and suddenly they are diagnosed with a terrible illness. Or they lose their job unfairly, or they are betrayed by someone they trusted. Is this a punishment for being good? Has the universe made a mistake? No, that person is simply reaping the harvest of past seeds from this life or others that at last have matured. They are experiencing the fruits of yesterday's actions. But the key is what that person is doing now, in the midst of that pain. Their patience, their resilience, their kindness are new seeds. The teachings assure us that as soon as the fruit is produced, then he experiences the good results. The seeds of patience and kindness that they are planting now in the midst of their difficulty are germinating. And according to the teachings, their harvest will come infallibly. That's why, more than a switch, karma is more like agriculture, a process of sowing, cultivation, maturation, and harvest. If you plant an oak seed, an intentional action, you can't come back the next morning, look at the ground, and get angry because it hasn't grown yet. It would be absurd. You understand perfectly that this seed needs water, sun, and above all, time to become an imposing tree. In the same way, every intention we have is a seed. An intention of anger is a seed of anger. An intention of generosity is a seed of generosity. An intention of patience is a seed of patience. The cosmic justice we hope to see every day is just our impatience. We want the harvest on the same day as the sowing, but the universe doesn't work that way. Some karmic seeds are like radishes, which sprout in a few weeks. But others are like oaks, which take decades to mature. This idea of the timing of karma is not just a metaphor, it is a technical teaching. Buddhist teachings analyze the results of karma and classify them explicitly. They tell us that there are 3 types of karmic results. Some fruits ripen here and now, in this very life. Others ripen later, in this same life, but years later, and others ripen at another time. When we accept this, we free ourselves from the anxiety of immediacy. We abandon the myth, and, as we will see next, we focus on the real practice. 2. Sowing in the present. Karma is not an external cosmic justice system. It is not a destiny. It is not something that happens to you. Karma is, as the Buddha stated, the intention behind your actions. And your intentions, although they may not usually have an immediate effect, are happening now. The moment you generate a thought of greed, you have created karma of greed. The second you cultivate an intention of patience, you have created karma of patience. The moment you decide to speak from anger or from compassion, you are creating the corresponding karma. It is the very act of planting the seed in the present. You have the power at this very moment to sow a healthy seed or an unhealthy one. We have already learned how to create positive karma from now on. But what do we do with the negative karma we have already sown? Is it possible to cleanse it? That is exactly what we will see next. 3. The myth of cleansing karma. Another very widespread and equally confusing expression is that of cleansing karma. Does it mean we can erase the seeds we already planted yesterday, last year, or even in other lives? According to Buddhism, no. Those seeds are already in the ground and they will ripen. You cannot erase the past. But what you can do, and this is the heart of the practice, is to change the soil into which those seeds will fall. To understand this, the teachings offer us one of the most powerful metaphors of all, the metaphor of the lump of salt. Imagine you have a lump of salt. That lump is a bad action you committed in the past, a seed of negative karma. If you drop that lump of salt into a glass of water, what happens? The water becomes undrinkable. You will notice every particle of salt. The taste is terribly unpleasant and ruins all the water. But what would happen if, instead of a glass of water, you throw that same lump into a vast and deep river? Nothing happens. The river is so immense that the salt simply dissolves, losing all its strength. While the lump dissolves, the river keeps flowing unperturbed. The teachings use this metaphor, comparing the glass to a small, contracted, and reactive mind, whereas the river, on the contrary, represents a cultivated mind, full of patience, equanimity, wisdom, and benevolent love. Thus, the consequences of a bad action from the past, however small, like someone speaking ill of you or missing the bus, will have a terrible and painful impact if it falls on a small mind, uncultivated and reactive. But the result of that same bad action will have an almost imperceptible impact if it falls on a vast mind, cultivated in virtue, wisdom, and compassion. In this way, although karma cannot be cleansed, its negative impact can be mitigated, diluted, or minimized thanks to the cultivation of a virtuous mind. But how do we cultivate the mind to become a river? What can we do to prepare the soil day by day? 4. The method. Be the owner of your actions. The method to cultivate that vast mind comes down to a single concept: radical responsibility in the present moment. In practice, this translates into the act of monitoring and owning the intention before it becomes a word or an action that we regret. To do this, we can repeat a powerful mantra to ourselves that reminds us that, in reality, we are responsible for our own destiny. I am the owner of my actions, heir of my actions, born of my actions, related to my actions, and have my actions as my judge. Whatever I do, for good or for ill, to that I will fall heir. Every time now, you choose patience over anger. Every time now, you choose generosity over greed. Every time now, you choose compassion over judgment. Each of those healthy intentions, besides sowing positive karma for the future, is like a drop of fresh water added to your mind, expanding it. In that way, when the old negative seeds from the past ripen and the lump of salt falls, it will no longer fall into a glass, but into an ocean, losing its power to make you suffer. That is the true cleansing. It is not erasing the past, but purifying the present. By becoming the owner of your intentions, moment by moment, you stop throwing salt into the glass. And at the same time, each act of restraint and wisdom is a drop of fresh water that is turning you, little by little, into the river. This mantra is the fifth of the 5 realities that the Buddha invites us to reflect on often. We will talk about all of them in future episodes. And now, to apply what we've learned, I propose a brief practice. Next time you feel frustrated, angry, or reactive, whether in traffic, in a meeting, or at home, pause for just 1 second. Don't try to change the anger. Don't judge yourself for feeling it. Simply name it internally. Here it is. This is the intention of anger. And after identifying it, remember, I am the owner of this action. The instant you become aware of the intention of anger and choose not to act on it, you have broken the cycle. You have avoided planting a seed of suffering, cultivating your mind and sowing a better future. To finish, remember, I am the owner of my actions, heir of my actions, born of my actions, related to my actions, and have my actions as my judge. I am, therefore, the architect of my own destiny. And that's today's teaching. Thank you from the heart for joining me in this deep reflection. I hope it has helped you see karma not as a punishment or a destiny, but as a tool for responsibility and liberation. Now, I would love for the conversation to continue in the community. Tell me in the comments, what misconception did you have about karma that this video helped you clarify? If you think this video can help someone let go of guilt or confusion on this topic, I invite you to share it. And if you want to keep diving deeper into these teachings, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episodes. Thank you for your time and your practice. See you in the next video.